So 2 nightmares can reach the lighthouse. That means we lose 2 health. That's a pretty bad start. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and I'm really excited because finally the day has come where I will show you the Last Lighthouse, a button shy solo game designed by Scott Almes, who's like very well known for his solo designs. I've been wanting to bring this to the channel for a longer time. I just didn't have the opportunity to do so because this is a really, really good game. This is shaping up to be one of my most favorite button shy games. But I will say a few more things about that during the playthrough and later. So today I will do a playthrough of the game, solo playthrough, and show you how this works. I will most likely do a hard playthrough just so that you can see like how much tension there is if you play it on a higher difficulty level, especially since normal is a little bit too easy in my opinion. All right, so grab yourself a cup of tea. Oh, this is quite full, and let's go. Yeah, very, very good. All right, so let's just begin with the game. I do have the expansion collection with all the expansions. I hope I don't forget this, but I can also like tell you later what these do. But in general, if you like the Last Lighthouse, for this game, it is highly advisable to get these expansions. The game works perfectly without, right? So it doesn't need the expansions, but the expansions make the game much more interesting. You have more variety, just many more effects, more lighthouses, things like that. Like the expansions are really good, right? So if you like this game, you will also like the expansions, I'm quite sure. All right, so I will not do a montage today because the setup is actually very, very simple. Maybe I'm able to actually put this here this time. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me put it on the right. I think that should work a little bit better. Alrighty, so for the setup, we first take our lighthouse. As I said, there is an expansion that adds more lighthouses that have like different effects and different health counters. Here we have like the regular lighthouse. I will just put this here at the top, and we have 6 health. You see like this tentacle card here that we put here on the 6, and whenever the lighthouse loses health, we just push up 1 counter here, right there. And then the rest of the cards are nightmare cards that also are trap cards. These are like multi-use cards, so to speak, right? This way they are nightmare cards, and this way they are trap cards. So we give those a good shuffle. Let me just give them like a nice overhand shuffle here. I think that is totally enough. And another one, and also a little cut. And now it depends on the difficulty. Let me see if I can find it here for you so you can see it. Right here, there is like also a little bit small, but there's like a little table, and you can like play on easy, normal, hard, or nightmare. Like the mode I think that is the most interesting is the nightmare mode. Currently, I play the game at hard most of the time because I win quite a few games on hard, but I also lose a few, so it is the right balance at the moment. The longer I will play the game, the more I will play it. I think I will go to nightmare at some point. That means we take we put 3 nightmares here, like this, and we put 1 trap here, right? That means like the nightmares is always when they look like this, when the dark part is at the top, the golden or yellow part at the top is when it's a trap. And traps are good. These are like things we use in order to defeat the nightmares. And then we just draw 4 traps as our starting hand. And then we have, I think, 8 cards left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are the deck here. All right, so I will not explain the rules in detail beforehand, but I will tell you how we win and lose, and then explain the rest as we go. We win whenever this deck is empty, and at the end of that last round, if the ladder is still standing, still has at least 1 health, we win. If at any point during the game, the health tracker is reduced to 0, where the skull there is, then we lose the game. That is it. That is very, very simple. All right, so let's just start playing the game, and then I will explain to you how this works. We have our 4 trap cards here, so we can do one of 2 actions during our turn. We can either play a trap. That means we take one of these traps and put it anywhere between these cards. We can put it in front, we can put it between these 2, or here, there, or at the end. The other thing we can do is defeat nightmares. Defeating nightmares means the following. Let's just say we had it like this. Then we would just choose any nightmare, for example this one here, and see how many traps do we have in range. The range is always denoted by these two numbers on the left and right, and also here on the left and right of the nightmares. That means this one has a reach of 4 to the right, but 0 to the left. This one has a range of 1 to the right, 1 to the left and 3 to the right, and this one 4 to the left and 1 to the right. So this one can reach this one, and that one with range 1 can also reach this one. They both do 1 damage each. Each nightmare, each trap, when they attack, always do 1 damage exactly. That means these two would do 2 damage, and this one has health of 2 because 2 skulls. This trap has a health of 1. This one a health of 3, right? These flames are like the HP, and here 2 health and 1 health, right? That's like how that would work. These are the 2 actions we can do during a turn. And we can do like 2 actions all together, and we can also do the same action twice. So right at the beginning here, we have an issue because all 3 traps, this is a pretty bad starting setup, all 3 traps are in reach of the lighthouse. That means whenever I'm done with my turn, then like the nightmares attack, and all of the ones in reach of the lighthouse will attack the lighthouse. That is pretty bad. But there are a few things we can do. So first of all, what we could do is I could place this one here. There are placement and there are defeated effects for the nightmares as well as the traps. This one says when placed, the tide will not change this round. This will not make any sense now, but I will explain that to you a little bit later. So I think what I will do, I will place that on the very left. And the very left, now maybe I will place it here. And then this trap can then defeat this one over here, right? Range of 3, I mean, there's only range 1 and only 1 health. So I think I will actually defeat this one here. Whenever we defeat a nightmare, we just turn it 180 degrees, and then it becomes one of the traps we can use during our next turns. All right, then the next phase is placing a nightmare, adding a nightmare. So we just draw one from the deck and put it here. If there's a placement effect, we now use the placement effect. Then we do the nightmares attack phase. First, we check how many nightmares can reach the lighthouse. Currently 2. This one has a range of 2, 1, 2. This one has a range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This one has a range of 2, can't reach it. So 2 nightmares can reach the lighthouse. That means we lose 2 health. That's a pretty bad start. And then the tide changes usually. That means the very left card, if it's a trap, we discard it from the game. It's like gets removed from the game. Or if it's a nightmare, it gets put to the very right. But I put this here, and with the placement bonus, the tide will not change this round, so we are fine. And last step is survey. So we will survey the sea, and if there are 4 or more nightmares here, then we lose 1 additional health. But there are only 3 nightmares, so we are fine. Only. Still a lot, but I think we are fine. This one, when defeated, choose 1 nightmare adjacent to this trap and discard it. Is that gonna help us? Not yet, no. This one will help us a little bit later. This one, when placed, all nightmares get -1 health. That's not gonna help us now either. When placed, you may move 1 nightmare to any position in the sea. That could actually help us. I think that could help us, yeah. If this one is gone, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I think that would help us. So I will put this one here on the very left, like this. Now I can move 1 nightmare to any position in the sea. I will just move this one on the very right here. And then with my second action, I will attack, defeat a nightmare. So I will choose this one, range 3, range 2. That works. Both can reach this one here. And this one has like 2 health, and it says when defeated, if within range 2 of the lighthouse, you take 2 damage. It's within range 3, so we are fine. So I would also add this. These are my 2 actions this turn. Now we add another nightmare. Alrighty, when placed, place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. Okay, which one? This one is good. I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one and that one. So I will have to discard this one to the bottom of the deck and draw a card. Okay, when defeated, you gain 1 additional action next turn. That's not too bad. That can help us clean up a little bit. And then we do the attack. None of the nightmares can reach the lighthouse. 2. This one has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has 1. So we go 1 right. And this one, can this be reached? Yes, it can be reached by this one only. 1 damage. It has 3 health. Nothing happens. This one can be reached by this one and that one. 2 damage, but it has 3 health, so that's fine. This one here can be reached by these two. It has only 1 health, so that's fine. This one will be defeated, and it says when defeated, regain 1 health. Thank you, sir. That is nice. Please go here. Then we survey the sea. Oh no, the tide changes first. So this trap also gets discarded. And then we survey the sea. We don't have 4 or more nightmares here, so we are fine. Alright, so you see, like there's always this constant struggle, right? We would have to like defeat like 2 nightmares within a turn, which I can't do at the moment. That is just not possible. I think what I might want to do is put this one. But then I can't defeat anything, right? Because the only one I can defeat is this one here at the moment. If I have something in range. And that would help us quite a bit. I think I can do that. What I could also do is put this one right here. And this one says when placed, all nightmares get -1 health. So we can defeat this one here. Or even that one. No, I think I will do that. I think I will place this one here. Now all nightmares have -1 health for this turn. And this one has 3. Now we'll attack it with these 2. And that's 2 health that it is losing. And now it says you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, regain 1 health. And I think I will do that. I can never play too many anyway. This one is very, very good in this as well. I think I'm having trouble playing this one here, right? So I think I will remove this one, gain 1 health. So we're back to full health. That is really lucky, man. That is really lucky. Let me draw a card. When placed, if there are not 3 nightmares in a row in the sea, add additional nightmares until there are 3 in a row, so that is fine. That means nothing happens there. And now we see how many can reach the lighthouse. Only this one here, right? So this one will do 1 damage. All right, and then this one will be removed due to the tide. And we survey the sea. We don't have 4 or more here. That's fine. Okay. So this one is an issue. This one really is an issue. I need to defeat that one. That is the worst one. Yeah, let me defeat that one by placing this one right here. So, and now we'll attack. I will attack this one. This one has a range of 1, that works. This one has a range of 3, that also works. So I will defeat this one. And it says, when defeated, you may not take further actions this turn. Well, know what? That was my second action, so I don't have any further actions anyway. That is fine. It's not as if I have planned that, right? Okay, so then we add a new nightmare. No placement bonus, that's fine. When defeated, return 1 trap from the sea to your hand. That is pretty bad. Okay, well, they're all bad. So, the lighthouse cannot be reached by anything. This one cannot be reached by anyone. This one can be reached by that one. Has only 1 health, so this one is defeated. And it says, when defeated, you may immediately place a trap from your hand in this trap's position. Well, let me do that. Let me actually put this one right here, I think. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think that's good. So, yeah. Then this one, then we do like the tide turns, right? So this one will be discarded. We survey. We are fine. We have 4 or less. We have 3 or less nightmares here. Okay, so it will be kind of rough because we don't have a lot of cards anymore. But what I will do is I will place this one here. I think, yeah, I will place this one right here. And it says, discard 1 nightmare, place this trap in that nightmare's position. And I think this one is like the worst one, right? So I think we should remove that one. But actually, let me do it differently. Let me do it like this, and then discard 1 nightmare and place this trap in that nightmare's position. So I can discard this one, and I will place the nightmare right here. And then I will place this one here as well. I will put it right here. Because now this one says, when placed, gain 1 additional defeat a nightmare action this turn. I've used my 2 actions this turn, right? But this one gives me another defeat a nightmare action. and I will defeat. This one will attack the Lighthouse next round, but the Lighthouse is still doing okay. I need to get rid of the nightmares that are most dangerous. And this one is... How dangerous is this one? Not as much, right? Maybe I should just get rid of that one here. Because that one has a higher range. But like 3... It has like 3 skulls, right? And that's always hard to get. But this one reaches it, that one reaches it, and that one as well. So I will actually defeat this one. Doesn't have a when defeated effect, so I get this card. Okay, that's fine. We draw another card, and we still have 3 left. So I need to endure 3 more turns. Okay, it's not looking too bad, but it's a tough game. But that's like just the right difficulty for me, hard, right? Because I always have to like kind of be on my toes, but it's not like impossible. But I know a lot of people who only play at the nightmare difficulty, like 1 higher. Okay, so now they attack. The Lighthouse can be reached by this one here only, so it loses 1 health. Then we have the tide changes, so this one gets discarded. Okay, it's my turn. I don't have a whole lot to do here. I don't have a whole lot of cards. I think what I will do is I will just first defeat this nightmare here. 1 damage, like 1 range and 4 range, that works. 2 health. This one says, when defeated, return 1 trap from the sea to your hand. And then I will just return this one to my hand, I guess. I think, yeah, because when I place it again, I can get another defeat a nightmare action. That's fine. That was the first thing I did. And the second thing I will do is put this one right here. I think that is pretty good. Okay, so now we add another card here. When placed, all nightmares get +1 range this turn. That is bad. That is horrible, because these 2 would have reached that one, which is fine, which was my plan. But now, this one has a range of 3 and this one of 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they actually damaged this by 2. That's really bad. And the tide changes removes the card that I wanted to keep, because this one would have let me would have me add 1 nightmare to my hand and put a trap there instead. That would have been amazing. But now this is all gone, and now we have an issue. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I will place this one right here. And this one gives me 1 additional defeated nightmare action this turn. And then I will defeat this nightmare here. Like 4 range, 1 range, that's fine. When defeated, add 1 nightmare from the deck. Okay, that's not good, but we are getting through the deck. So I think this turn everything is over. And then I have another defeated nightmare action this turn, right? 4 range, 1 range, so we can defeat this one here. No defeat effect. Oh, by the way, I would have gotten this one here as a card. Okay, these are my actions. Then we add 1 more card from here, and you see the deck is empty. That means this is the last turn now. If we can survive this turn, everything is good. So we added 1. Now we attack. Can the Lighthouse be reached? No. This one can't reach it. That one can't reach it either. It says here, when placed, add 1 nightmare from the deck, but there is no deck anymore, so that's fine. That means this one can be reached by that one. Has only 1 health, so this one will be destroyed. The tide changes. That means this one will also be removed. And the turn is over. And we have won. That's it. Right? We have not defeated all the nightmares, but you don't have to. You only win if you hold out until the deck is empty, which is a mechanism I like a lot. And that is how you beat the Last Lighthouse on the hard difficulty. So this worked out really well. We didn't have the best start. Like 3 nightmares were immediately in range of the Lighthouse, but we actually turned it around quite well. We still have 2 health left, which is totally fine. So maybe even Nightmare would have worked. Nightmare difficulty, what it does is instead of having 3 nightmares and 1 trap, there are like 4 nightmares. That is like really hard to win. But yeah. Yeah, that's how you play the game. I like it a lot. First of all, I like the theme. I like the art style. It's all this. It's not directly Cthulhu-esque, but it kind of goes in that direction, right? Like this dark, and it's like very dark, like all these creatures you can like kind of make out, right? So you can see the artwork, but it's like all a little bit like washed out. Is that how you say it, right? So you can't like extremely like see what it is. This one looks kind of like a rabbit creature, but it's not 100% certain, which I like a lot, right? There's like some horror, some nightmare that has to do with the TV, something electronic, and I like that a lot, right? This is like a person hanging on something with tentacles. I don't know. This is pretty cool because I just like this ominous theme. I'm a huge Lovecraft and Cthulhu fan anyway, right? So this just hits home. I also like the art style. Like this is very, very clear. The iconography is really clear. You can see the iconography really well. Like the way these cards are utilized as traps and nightmares is really good. There's a lot of room for artwork, but everything important you can see there. So very, very well done. I just like the design of the entire thing. The gameplay also works really well. This is like a wave-based kind of thing, right? So like every turn, like there's an nightmare added, and they all attack. And you try to hold out as long as possible. I love that mechanism. That mechanism is, while in a different format, but it also is part of Dawn of the Zeds, a game I really like a lot. Where you have like this event deck, and you win like if you hold out long enough without one Zed reaching the town center. Until the event deck is empty, right? And it's a similar thing here, and it works really well. It's kind of incredible what Scott Almes has done with 18 cards here. This game feels so much bigger than 18 cards because you're always on your toes. What I can highly suggest when you play this game is just start it easy if you want to, right? That's fine. But if you realize that one of the difficulties is too easy, go up one step. Please do that, because this game really loses a lot of its strength if it's too simple. Because this game is like always like it's balanced on a knife's edge, right? And that caters to like how you play. So I play like this game like in such a way that hard is just the right difficulty for me, right? Sometimes there are games where I still have like 3-4 cards here left in the deck and still lose, right? Because this game is very luck driven, yes, sure, but with a lot of thinking and with a lot of like placing your traps intelligently, like in a clever way, you can actually overcome a lot of obstacles here, right? So this game is like balanced really well. It's like really fun to play. And what this game makes even better, it is already an exceptional game, but what it makes even better is these expansions, right? I've only played with some of them, not all of them yet, but Strange Shores, for example, adds more lighthouses. You see here, the lighthouse, this one only has 4 health. This one has even 7, right? But it has like a hand size, like your hand size is reduced. Here, whenever you defeat 2 nightmares in a round, you gain 1 health. So you have less health, but you can gain more if you're aggressive, right? Really cool. And there's like 3 more lighthouses that you can work with, for example. Or the Long Nights one is really cool as well. You have like 5 new nightmare cards. You shuffle them in with the other nightmares. Also very cool imagery here, by the way. Really, really amazing. You shuffle them in with the deck and then remove 2 cards, I think. That means then you have actually, or you move 3 cards, but you actually then have a full 18 card deck of nightmares. That means the game is longer. That's why Long Nights, right? And that makes the game even more fun because you have to hold out longer. You have more different effects here that are really different, right? So really, really well done. There's also like Terrible Tides here and Fearsome Fog, but I haven't played with those 2 yet. These are the latest expansions. I also had to check those out, but if these 2 expansions are good as well, this is going to be not only an evergreen and one of my most favorite button shy games, but also a game I will probably get every expansion for. This is just an amazing game. And you probably guessed it by how I rave about this game, but yes, this of course receives my golden Thecos Ace of Games award. This is one of my most favorite button shy games at the moment. Like at the moment at least, not altogether, like not in general, but I do see a possibility here that this will climb up the ranks, like to be like in my top 3. I think it is already in my top 5 probably right now. It is such an amazing game. I just like it so much. It's the problem the game has is it has to compete with games I've known for years, like button check games I've known for years, and that I absolutely love, like Scouts of Satellite, like Rove, like Spaceship, right? And even more games, and like Rage more, and more and more and more. But it could go up there. I think top 3 is definitely possible. It is such an amazing game. I absolutely love this. If you like what you have seen here today, you can also get the game for yourself. Sometimes button shy games are very hard to get after a Kickstarter or whatever, right? That's why I usually try to jump in a Kickstarter if I like a game enough. I still have a few games lying here to the left that I also want to record these days and bring to you from the latest Kickstarters. But Button Shy Games always offers a print and play option. It's just 18 cards. You can just get the print and play games for a few bucks. Just print it out, cut the cards, and then just put them in sleeves, and you're done. Then you have the game yourself, and that's a pretty cheap and quite easy, simple option to get the game for yourself. But yeah, I absolutely love this. Scott Almes makes very good solo games. Not all of his games are amazing, but I don't think I've ever played a bad Scott Almes game. I think most of the games, every game is at least good, and some of them are really amazing, such as this one. This one is one of my new favorites, and the more often I play it, the more I love it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for staying to the very end. I really appreciate it. Well, as usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. And a big thanks go out to Thecos for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for your generosity. You can support me as well by watching, liking, commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me in my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.